We have a lot of volunteer efforts in New Hampshire that go on a daily basis. And we know that New Hampshire is truly a state of community. I'm a believer it is one of our defining characteristics. And in that spirit, we've seen many individuals step forward and offer their assistance in a variety of different ways. So today we're announcing the state's efforts to coordinate these opportunities for our citizens. The first volunteer-based effort we're ramping up is for volunteer health professionals. We've mobilized nhresponds.org. That's NHRESPONDS, nhresponds.org. And it will serve as a secure online registration system for medical and non-medical volunteers who can quickly mobilize if needed.
The New Hampshire Department of Health and Human Services Emergency Services Unit will be undertaking a public campaign to increase participation in our Emergency Services Advanced Registry of Volunteer Health Professionals via our nhresponds.org website. nhresponds.org is set up to pre-register, manage, and mobilize clinical and non-clinical healthcare volunteers. Since NHResponds was established, we have built a voluntary reserve corps of medical providers, first responders, and emergency response professionals and behavioral health providers. Some of our divisions under NHResponds includes New Hampshire Disaster Behavioral Health Response Team, which we use regularly, the Medical Reserve Corps, and even the New Hampshire Disaster Animal Response Team. These registered volunteers have more than a decade of experience to responding to emergency situations across the state. Our volunteer corps has been sufficient in previous crises to respond, but for COVID-19, it's a challenge that is unprecedented in our state history and requires an unprecedented response.
Next up, we're announcing ways that any citizen who has the ability to lend a hand can help. New Hampshire is blessed to have many amazing nonprofits which do critical work 365 days a year in virtually every community across the state. Especially in times like these are the organizations that do an incredible job stepping up and providing that one-on-one interaction with folks when they need help the most. If you're interested in volunteering for just a local nonprofit, the team at Volunteer New Hampshire can connect you with an organization in your area and operate. And folks that are operating a nonprofit, you can register your organization with Volunteer New Hampshire as well. The last piece we want to really talk about is businesses. We talked a little bit about manufacturing businesses over the past couple of days. The fact that now we have over 100 manufacturers in just the last 48 hours that have stepped up, that have contacted the state, asked how they can be involved, whether it's creating devices or PPE, medical supplies, whatever it might be. A lot of these manufacturers are retooling. They're restructuring their entire organization to meet the needs of the COVID-19 crisis. And again, we just cannot thank them enough, to be sure. There is a website for those folks as well that would like to be part of those efforts. It's nheconomy.com/PPE help. nheconomy.com/PPE help. And again, this will allow for businesses to step up, enter a portal, if you will, online. I describe what your functionality is and how you, as an organization, may be able to help with the supply chain to ensure that at the end of the day, our hospitals and our communities have what they need to battle the COVID crisis.